Hey gamers, it's Grind This Game here with a something a little bit different from my normal stuff. Usually I'm playing a game, but this time I'm going to try to create a game. Now I've already actually gone ahead and created the beginning of this little game that I'm trying to make, but we're going to reproduce parts of it so I can show you how this all works. Now I'm using a large language model called Gemini Advanced. You've heard of ChatGPT, I'm sure, by OpenAI. This is Google's version. The 2.5 Pro is kind of the latest and greatest, and I'm on a paid program right now. I think it's like 25 bucks a month. It lets you do kind of more and use the more advanced models. So what I've got here in the left is a prompt that I wrote to try to start building this game. And then this is kind of what it built. Here's the code behind it that it wrote. There's how many lines of code here? 1,700 lines of code. This is actually it running in kind of like a browser within the browser, so to speak. Now what I'm trying to do here is build a little 2D web-based game in JavaScript to try to be like a thing called a MUD, a multi-user dungeon, but it's going to be single player. Now I'll just quickly show you what a multi-user dungeon looks like. I'm in a MUD here. I'm using a client called ZMUD, which gives you a bunch of utilities, but these are games from that I used to play a lot in the 90s. I started playing MUDs in 1994. This one's called Shadowdale. I'm logged in right now. If we type basically you do all your commands through typing. So we can type this thing called world, and we can kind of see information about the world. There are mobiles are monsters, so there's 10,000 possible monsters in this game. There's 11,000 objects to find, and there's 39,000 rooms in 369 zones. The whole kind of thing about the game is there's little rooms that you go in. I'm in the common square right now, which is part of the main town. There's some stuff going on here. This player Faye here is a little bot. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into this, but basically there's rooms. You can move around. You can type like north, and you'll go north. Oh, that's a busy room. There's lots of stuff in there. Let's go south a bit. I went south. Now I'm on the north ride. I can go north. I can go east. And we can travel along the north ride here. And there's sometimes monsters along here. Actually, we can go down. Let's go down here. Now we're in the catacombs. And there's going to be some stuff in here, I think. Let's just see. Oh, there's a player in here. So this is an NPC here. We can actually look at them. Look app. We're going to look at the apprentice. We can see that he's got some shields and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to type a spell. I've got a bunch of shortcuts, a bunch of aliases that instead of typing out cast word of recall, which is a spell I have, I can just type REC and it'll do the same thing. Basically shortcuts to make it easier. And I have my keypad set up so I can run around more quickly. So I can use... if I hit 2 on my keypad, it's going to go south. So I can run around really quickly. You can also, I'll recall again here. You can also do paths like, I have an alias for common square called com, I think. And it'll automatically run me there. So there's that, there's combat. Let's go kill something so you guys can see a little bit of combat here. If I can find something to kill. Here's a wolf. Now I'm a super high level, so I'm going to kill this wolf really easily. Oh, he died after 1 hit. Not very exciting. Let's do a score here. This is like my character. It's a tri-class, mage, cleric, warrior. I've got a whole bunch of spells I can cast. I've got hit points, move, mana, move. I'm a gold elf. I happen to be the highest level you can be in the game. Not many people in this game, so if I type who, Luna's the immortal, one of the immortals in the game. And then there's a bot. This character is a bot, which can help you with spells. It's a player, but it's running a bot script. Sometimes there's more people in here, but generally it's a pretty dead game. So this is the inspiration. Let's quickly look at my equipment. These are all the things I'm wearing. I can do things like remove a ring, wear ring. I can remove ring, drop ring, get ring off. Oh, it'll show it on the ground now. Get ring, wear ring. So you can wear equipment. Equipment has all these stats. I don't want to get too far into this, but like, let's say I remove the cloak. So I can cast ID on my cloak. And it'll give me the stats about the item. So it's a unicorn skin cloak. It's got a bunch of mages can't wear it. Evil people can't wear it, etc., etc. But I want to get into the coding part of it. So we might jump back in here. But let's just leave that for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this prompt I wrote a few days ago. And I'm going to start a new Gemini thing here. I'm on, like I said, I'm on the 2.5 Pro preview, which is good at reasoning, math, and code. I'm going to go into a canvas. Canvas is the thing that lets you do this kind of stuff on the right here. So we'll go into Canvas, we'll turn Canvas on, and we're going to just put that prompt in, and we're going to ask the model to try to build something for us. So we'll submit it. Now you can see, you can open this up and see it's thinking. So this is what it's thinking. The user wants a basic browser-based RPG. I need to create HTML, CSS, JavaScript application. And this is how fast, it's like thinking in real time. I'll scroll a bit slower here so you guys can pause and read if you want, but this is kind of behind the scenes. You don't usually look at this, but you can. So we'll scroll through this. It's still thinking. This is it outputting in real time. This is still, it's still making its plan. So it kind of thinks about it. And then it's doing some kind of mocking up some HTML. It hasn't written the code yet, but it's still thinking here. Still thinking, still thinking. We'll take a drink of water while it's doing this. Takes a bit of time. The busier the service is, the slower this goes. Okay, here it goes. Now it's actually writing code. So it's in a single file, it's putting HTML. It's got some CSS here, and then some HTML, and then some script. This is some JavaScript here to define some rooms. So it's putting the data for all these rooms in the code, which is not really how you do this long term. But to be able to get it all into one file and just to play with things, this is kind of the way it does it. Then we get to some of the code here. We've got some DOM elements. We got some functions, get room by ID. It's just writing all this code in real time, which is pretty amazing. We've got render map. Okay, here we go. Oh, it totally failed. Now the thing about LLMs, large language models, is that they're probabilistic. So the first time I did this, I got an actual wonderful grid map that worked just fine. It didn't have all these other features, but it had the grid map and it worked pretty well. That's kind of funny. Interesting. Well, you know what? We are going to try it again while I show you through some other stuff. We're going to see if it can get it right third time. I actually did it one more time before I started recording just to see what it would get, and it got it right. Let's try this again. So we'll let it kind of work away in that tab. The first time I did it a few days ago, it did similar thinking here. I'm going to close up the thinking here. And then it responded, okay, I'll help you create the function or the foundation for this browser-based RPG, 20 starter rooms, D&D style descriptions. Here's the CSS, HTML. And then it executed and it showed me something way simpler than what we had here. But it told me it's going to make some HTML, some CSS. CSS is for styling, HTML is just for web pages, and then the JavaScript is for the functions and stuff. A bit of background. I used to be a programmer way back like 20 years ago. That's how I made my living. I was never a great programmer, but I know a little bit. I know enough to get in trouble. So I know this is not a way to build a robust application, but it's good for like rapid prototyping stuff. Okay, let's see here. Map rendering. This is all its stuff that it's going to do. Utility functions. And then it's saying I can save the code to run it. I actually said after all this, let's make it so we can run it on Canvas because it wasn't working the first time. And then it made some corrections and some changes. And then I wanted to add more functionality. So this is a good start. I asked it to do some more changes here. I just realized the color of, oh no, the color of the rooms is still good. And then it goes through and it makes more changes. Now I went back and forth with it for several hours, adding more features. I think after the grid, I added the player stats, and then I added links for the directions. So there's multiple ways I can move around here. I can click the rooms. I'm the one with the yellow outline and the little dot. So we got a little map here. Now the mud that I showed you earlier, it doesn't have a built-in map. You have to use a client to do auto mapping, and it's kind of a hack, but it's not built into the game. The game is just purely text. And the way you play this game is you use Telnet. Telnet is an old internet protocol where you can open a two-way live text chat, kind of, and send text back and forth. That's how these MUDs ran back in the day. This was before the web. I mean, the web was just kind of kicking off around 1994, but it was very, very early days. So no one telnets anymore, except for old farts like me. So I wanted to make it more accessible, so that's why I'm trying to make it in the browser. So you can move around this way. You could also move up here. We got the description, the room title, the room description, the exits, the possible exits. So we can go east or west. We can go down this little arrow. We can go down into the dark crypt antechamber. Now the different colors are the different biomes. So let's go back up. It made this map all on its own. I didn't say like make these kind of rooms. It just knew I wanted an RPG. So it kind of just wrote the rooms. And the first time it actually had long descriptions. But then it started to truncate them, I think, because it got tired of regenerating all the code. And I'll talk about some of that stuff later. There's some creatures here that we can fight. On this upper level, we've got... I'm using my keypad, so there's 3 ways to move. I can click, I can use my keypad, or I can use the links. It's just whatever I feel like. And this room to the north I'm about to go into, this is a special room. This is a shop I made. So this little prototype has shops where we can buy items. So I'm going to buy some boots for 2 gold. Oh, is it going to work? Sometimes it's a little bit... Oh no, it is working. We got a shield already. I don't have any pants, so let's buy some pants. You can see they're being added to my inventory here. A shirt. I think we already have a helm, but let's buy that. Now for the graphics, I'm just using emojis. Just to make it quick and easy. I don't have to have any actual graphics in the game. So if I click this player button, I can see what I'm wearing. Right now I'm wearing a... this is a leather helm. It's showing up down here. This is like an info panel for what I'm wearing. We're wearing leather boots. We're using a rusty sword. So I'm going to equip these gloves and pants. And what else do we need? A shirt and a shield. So now we've got all our body slots covered. We could add more slots, and I'll try to add some functionality in a sec here. So right now, let's remove the gloves, and we can see our armor class went to 7. If we wear them again, they're 8. So these gloves give 1 armor. It's a very simplistic system. I just wanted to try armor out. So for every armor point, it reduces damage. Let's close this up. Now that we've bought our stuff, we're going to go back down. We'll go do some combat. But before we do combat, you know what? I'm going to take some stuff off. Let's remove all this stuff. We'll remove some stuff so we're not wearing too much armor. And then we're going to fight this giant bat that's sitting here. This opens the combat window. Now I can manually attack 1 at a time. And it's kind of like turn-based. I hit a bat for 6, it hits me for 0. Because it's being reduced. The armor's reducing the damage. Actually, I didn't take enough stuff off. We're in combat now. We can also click auto. This just plays out the battle here automatically without me having to click a bunch of times. So we lost a little bit of health. We used up some hunger. We got 50 experience points. We leveled up to level 2. And we can close that up. So that was a little battle. Let's take off some more armor here. I'm going to remove the shield. And I'm going to fight some more rats or bats in here. Let's fight these guys. It's still being reduced. Oh no. We're getting hurt now. So this is similar to the mud that I showed you. The way the combat works, it's kind of back and forth. I didn't fight anything big enough in the mud to show you that kind of functionality, but that's kind of how it works. Yeah. I guess I could show you a longer battle later, but let's just close that up. Now we need to heal, so I've got some potions here. They restore 20 health. We can drink a couple of those. We can go behind the scenes here and see how all that works. Like we can go to the functions here. Okay, here are the rooms. Now you would never put all the game data into the JavaScript like this. This is not good programming, but for rapid prototyping it's fine. Normally this would be in a database or some kind of data file and you would read it in when you boot up the game. And you probably wouldn't read in all the rooms if you had thousands of them. You'd probably only load in the rooms that are in the zone that you care about. That's kind of how this mud works. If we go help zones, we can see there's a bunch of zones. There's like a lot of them. Around 200 zones, and then each zone has like, let's say 30 to maybe 200 rooms. And the way this game works to conserve memory and stuff is that it initializes zones when you go into them. So let's say I'm at a zone boundary. Let's go, I can actually go who zone. So I'm in New Shadowdale right now. This is the main town zone. If I go north a bit and do another who zone, now I'm in the clock tower. So I'm in a totally different zone. And if no one was here before, this zone wasn't loaded into memory. It was sitting on disk on the server. The minute I step in here, it does a zone initialization. It reads off disk all the rooms. It builds a data structure for all the rooms in memory. It reads all the items that are on the ground. It reads in all the mobs, like this vulture sitting here. We can look at the vulture. He just moved. We'll look at him again. There he is. Let's kill him. Let's actually cast fire. Let's cast something on him. Cast lightning bolt at the vulture. I spelled it wrong. Lightning bolt. Let's try that again. Let's go south. I have an alias for this. LB Vulch. There we go. I must have spelled it wrong. Yeah, I'm missing an N. There's a spell lag in this game. Okay, so your lightning bolt shatters the plump vulture to pieces, and we get some experience. We got 75 experience, and he's dead. And we can actually examine his corpse. We can pick up his corpse. Junking an item just kind of destroys it, so we can junk the vulture. Anyway, back to our stuff here. So that's kind of how you would do it in a more scalable way. But here's all the data here. We've got the different rooms, and then inside the actual room, we can see that it's got a list of exits. This has exits leading east to a different room with the room ID 055, which 055 is this room up here, the dimly lit cave entrance. Let's go over here. And then some rooms have monsters. Well, this one has items. So you can see items. We've got some leather leggings on the ground. And the LLM came up with most of this. I did tell it to make some of these items, and it just kind of figured it out on its own. We can add more. Let's do a little actual coding, because that's what this was supposed to be about here. Oh, and let's see if it was able to do it over here. I think it... Oh, I didn't click canvas. Oh man, I forgot to click canvas. Generate code. Yeah, let's just... In the third window, we'll have it trying to do it in canvas. Anyway, back to our main thing. We'll go in the game. What was I going to show you here? We're going to add a feature. Okay, so I think I kind of gave a good overview of what all the stuff is here. Let's quickly fight these bats because I want to kill them. Our wealth should go up. We should get some gold out of them and some experience. Okay, we got some gold from them. We got some experience. We leveled up. We'll close off this tab or this menu. Now the UI use a ton of work, but it's kind of functional right now. We're kind of low on health, so I'm going to get this off the ground, this potion and stuff off the ground. I'm going to drink one. We'll put our armor back on. Equip all that. Let's make sure we're fully dressed here. We're missing legs. Put some pants on. Feet. Shield. Now, I did the items like all the verbs that are applicable to the item, I just kind of attached and made them on hover here. There's lots of ways you could do this. You could do drag and drop. You could do click the item and then get a menu. There's lots of ways to do this. But this is working for me. Let's it says we're hungry, so let's eat a couple pieces of bread here. Let's go to the store. Show you the store real quick here. Actually, I showed you the store already, but let's buy some bread because we're going to be hungry, and we'll buy some of that. Okay, so there's not much else. There's one more mob in the game, this puppy here. It hits really hard. I made it kind of a trick monster. We can't really see its stats here, but we could see it if we look at the code. Let's search for puppy. Here's the puppy. The puppy has an attack dice of 5 die 5 plus 20. So it does a roll, after 5 dice roll. So let's say we rolled a 1, it would be 5 times 1 is 5 plus 20. It would hit for 25, but the maximum it could hit for is 25 plus 20, so 40. 45. It has 50 hit points. It doesn't have that many hit points, but we don't have a very good sword. Here's all the possible items in the game. The orc blacksmith is a NPC that you can't fight. He's the guy at the store. Well, let's see if we can add a feature here. So, I'm going to scroll all the way down here. And you can have conversations with the thing as well as we're going, but I want to add a new item slot. Let's add a new item slot for a ring. Also add a new item to the game called a, I don't know, emerald ring. This ring will have plus 3 HP and plus 2 armor. Let's see if that works. So that's going to add a slot to the player. Let's add a new item slot. Let's see if it just figures it out. Because if I add a new item slot, it should know that item slot means the player screen. And let's just see what happens. I'll probably have to speed these up because sometimes it takes a while. So it's thinking. The user wants to add new equipment slot ring and a new item called emerald ring with specific stat bonus. So then it kind of figures out what it needs to do, and then it actually kind of makes a plan. Update equipment slots, add ring, create a new game item. It automatically picked this ring emoji. And now it's rewriting the code. Now the big disadvantage of doing coding in these things iteratively is every single time you add a tiny little feature, it rewrites the entire code. And a good chunk of the time, it will break the code. Like it often breaks the map, so I'm not sure if this will even work, but we'll find out once it's done here. It has to write 1,700 lines of code, so it's going to take a while. But let's take a look at its thinking here. I didn't ask it to add a weight, but it added a weight of 0.1. It just makes decisions, and they're logical decisions. Like, they're pretty good. Beautiful ring. It made this description on its own. It automatically added the verbs, equip and drop, because it knows it's an item. Calculate total armor. Now this function already existed, so it didn't really need to do anything with this function, but it's doing it anyway. So it's not perfect, but implement HP bonus. Update the player screen. Yeah, it has to do that to add a new slot. What else do we got here? Add the emerald ring to the room or shop. Oh yeah, I should have asked it to put it in the shop. It did it anyway. How thoughtful. Okay. New equipment slot, emerald ring. Okay, let's see if it's done the code here. No, I think it's still writing the code. almost done. Let's quickly go over to the mud here while we're hungry. I have a spell called Hero's Feast. HF is alias to Hero's Feast, so that makes me full. In the mud here, we've got weather, we've got time, the day ticks by, we've got there's so much depth to this mud. I could speak for hours and hours and hours about it. I played this game so much when I was in university. It kind of got in the way of my studies, but I learned a lot. I learned how to type really fast because it's all typing. Like, look at all the spells. Look at all the spells in the game. Oh, all spells. Oops, if I can spell. All spells. Okay, here's all the spells in the game. It's actually by class, so there's cleric, mage, druid, sorcerer, paladin, range. There's a lot of classes in this game. Let's keep going here. These are all the spells. There's a lot. There's some really fun ones too. There's ones called monster summon, so I can actually like Mon-sum-one? No, cast. Mon-sum. I can't remember if this is going to work. Mon-sum-one? Is this going to work? There. I just made a follower. A goblin starts following me. I can group him. Group all. I can type group. So this is a multiplayer game. Other people can play with you, as well as NPCs can play with you. So I've got this goblin here. I'm actually going to PWK's power word kill. I'm going to kill this goblin. I just killed him off. But you can summon a whole bunch of little bad and like goblins and stuff and bring them around with you to help you in combat. You can portal. I can cast a portal to Bay, and then I can jump in there. I can look into it first. Oops, look, portal. I can enter the portal, and I've just teleported all the way over to this common square. It's pretty amazing. There's so much to the game. So much richness, because it's all text. It's really quite detailed what you can do. You don't have to, like, let's say I create a new item. I don't have to create a new graphic in this. I do have to write the title and description of the properties, but I don't have to go into a sprite editor and make a new graphic. And most of these zones were not built by. This isn't owned by a company. This is ultimately a piece of open source software that's been adapted, and you can see credit to. So these were all people who played the game, got to level 50, became an immortal, and then were given permission to write a new zone for the game. So all these zones in the game are written by former players. Except for Celestian, he was the original creator of this particular mud. Well, he was the original creator of Shadowdale mud. This is kind of like a copy of Shadowdale that someone took on. But I knew some of these people in real life, actually, like Alan. Alan was one of the first people I met in the game back in 1994. So, yeah. So the game expands as more players become immorts and then write new zones. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, back to the code here. Let's see if it was able to do it. Is it done? It's done. Okay, it didn't break. So the map is still there. That's good. Let's go into the player thing. Am I in the right tab? Yeah. It did not seem to add the ring slot. Player screen update. The wearing grid on the player screen will now display the ring slot. Let's go see if it got into the store. No. Is it still writing the code? Oh, there's like a special character at the very end here. What the heck is this? This doesn't look right. So it's screwed up. I don't know what the heck that is. Like I said, it doesn't always work. Oh, we can open the console. Is there an error? Oh, there's a bunch of errors. There's a bunch of errors. Cannot read properties undefined reading. Let's see what this is. This looks not specific to my code, but this looks like it's a Gemini code problem. Type error. Reading related to, oh, this actually might be, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's click the easy button and see what happens. I don't usually go into the console, but it's probably going to just self-examine its own code again and see if it can figure it out. Sometimes this hangs as well. I made some changes. Okay. Mouse sleep event handler to ensure blah blah. We'll come back when this is done. Okay, it's all done. That took about a minute. Let's see if it worked. Okay. The map is still working. That's good. Do we have the new ring slot? We do not. So the ring slot didn't get in there. But it is working. Sort of. Let's see. Let's say, where did the ring slot and ring go? The user is asking about the ring and, okay. Previous iteration, but are now missing. I need to check provided blah, blah, blah. So it's going to try to add it back. And that'll take a few minutes, but so we'll be back in a second. Okay, we helped it out a bit here. You're absolutely right. It's always very agreeable to point out these issues. It seems like the emerald ring in its slot, along with the potion emoji, got lost in the shuffle. I don't know if it's able to fix it this time, but it seems like it's got everything good. It's got the potion emoji here, ring emoji. Is it writing code again? Yeah, it's writing the code again. Let's see if it got it this time. We've got emerald ring. We've got it this time. Okay, so emerald ring. Do we have the potion? And it's emoji. Where's the potion? Potion. Yeah, we got the potion emoji. I think it's going to work this time. Third time lucky. Now this is a slow and tedious way to code. And for rapid prototyping, this is great. But if you want to make serious, if you want to go beyond like this super basic prototyping kind of stuff, you're going to have to use a thing like Cursor or Replit, which are more robust programming tools that have an IDE with an LLM in the background. Which will let you split up the files, so we can split out the styling, the code, and the HTML, and then further we could split out like the item data, and then we could further split out all the functions that are related to, let's say, players versus items. So we could have like, maybe 20 different files, and then it wouldn't have to rewrite everything every time. I have a feeling, I don't know how they work behind the scenes, things like Cursor and Replit, but I have a feeling they're a little bit more intelligent about it. They do have to keep everything in their context window though, which is kind of like their short-term memory, to be able to know like how things fit together. So let's see if it worked this time. Okay, we don't have that special character there, so that's a good sign. Let's open the player window. Now we have the ring slot. Yay, it worked that time. Can we still move around? Yeah. Yeah. Now, because it rewrites everything every time, it can introduce brand new bugs that we've never seen before. Let's get everything on the ground here. Get all. And now we can equip the ring. We equipped the emerald ring. Put the helmet on, put the sword on. Looking good. Remove. That still works. Equip. Let's see if we can drop it. Dropping works. This is good. This is good. Let's go do some combat. We'll put some boots on first. Go fight the bat. Auto. We're not taking any damage because we're wearing so much armor. Let's go fight the puppy because the puppy's much harder. I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna not do auto because he hits really hard. I'm gonna do attack. See, he hit really hard. Attack. Now I gotta drink potions to stay alive. I might not win. Attack. Attack. I could die here. Drink all our potions. Attack. He's got 15 hit points left. We're gonna die. You died. Restart game. Okay, so we died. The way I have it right now, it just restarts everything. That kind of worked. It took a little bit of extra work to get that ring slot in there, but let's think about some other minor functionality. Now, let's say I wanted to remove, I kind of wanted to do this. I want to remove this weight from the item info panel because it's not really, actually, you know what? I want to remove, please remove all concepts of item weights in the game. I don't want weight attached to anything. Update all items and remove references. Well, just weight stuff. I'll just say remove weight. Please remove all concepts of item weights. Let's see if this works and doesn't break anything. Okay, it's thinking away here. The user wants to remove the concept of weight from all items. Updating game items, go through each item, remove weight property. Updating tooltips, removing or reviewing game logic. This is good, this is good. And then it's gonna go and rewrite all the code again. So we'll come back in a sec. It seems to have worked. It's not done writing the code, but if we look at the game items here, I don't see any more references to weight. So it seems to have stripped that property out correctly. It's still writing the code, but let's just see how far it's gotten here. Oh, another 500 lines to go. Now, like I said, we've kind of reached the limits of what this can do, but it's still amazing. It blows my mind that we can just have a chat with this thing and it writes code for us. It's not perfect. Neither are my instructions. They're very vague. Well, not vague, but they're, you know, they're not precise. It's not like a precise design spec document that you'd hand to a programmer. It's just pretty much, you know, the main ideas that you want. But the fact that it has to rewrite everything every single time is not scalable. So the next phase for this whole project, if I continue on, would be to try something out like Cursor or Replit. I'm not sure which one. Replit I think is better for quickly deploying stuff, but I also had it write like a big kind of design spec for a possible game and like what architectures I could use, because I'm not up on the latest technologies. There's a bunch of libraries out there. There's front-end frameworks like React that are really good for doing stuff like this, but I might just keep it as vanilla JavaScript. I'm not sure yet, but there are frameworks that make it so much easier, and there's frameworks for 2D graphics, and there's even frameworks for building an RPG out there, open source. But I'm not sure how I'm going to bolt it together, but let's see if it's done here. I think it's finished. Any special characters in? No. Preview. Okay, things look good. We got our ring still. Hover over the items. Now you can see the item weight is gone. That's good. This is redundant. This restores 20 HP, heals 20 HP. It kind of did that on its own. Sometimes it shows, oh, I guess one is the description and one is what it does. A juicy piece of cooked meat restores hunger by 2. Yeah, I guess it's okay. The nice thing about large language models is we could develop a whole zone. You know what? Let's see if we can do it. We got time, right? What I'm going to try to do, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to type it all out first, and then you guys can read it. Okay, so I wrote a bit of an essay there. Let's create a town to replace the rooms we have now. So I want to replace all these rooms we have. We want to keep the shop and the few monsters that we have. The player will start in the common square in the center of town. So I'm envisioning kind of like a square little mini city. The square will have a fountain and roads leading east, west, south, north out of the city. These roads will be 6 squares each. Hopefully it gets this. I'm thinking of like a plus sign basically with a grid, with a wall around it. You know what? Let's add another thing. In each corner of the city, place a guard tower that is one up than the city. Let's see if that works. Let's just see if this works at all. It could blow up everything I have, but you can easily revert. So let's just see. Here we go. So this is more content creation. This isn't really game mechanics, but this is what these things are. Large language models are really good at. Okay, here we go. The user wants to completely redesign the game world. Replacing existing rooms. Acknowledge the request, yes. Town square, roads from the square. I might not have been precise enough with my language about how this works, but this will form a perimeter. Other city rooms. The old weapon shop, okay. Residential area, market stalls, guard barracks. Now, I didn't tell it to do this specifically, but it's just kind of using its knowledge of RPGs to come up with all this. The guard towers. Now the forest zone. And some room. Oh, this is update rooms object. Okay, that's fine. Keep existing items. Keep the shop. Oh, monster placement. Yeah, that's still good. Those are all still in there. Detailed room planning. Outer ring road. Yeah, this is going to be a bigger zone. Which means it's going to have to output more text. Which means it'll be slower. But this is a lot of rooms. I'll need to be careful with IDs and connections. Oh, it's going to call it Havenwood. And the adjacent zone called the Whispering Woods. Oh, nice. I like it. Okay. Is it writing code? It's writing code. Let's see here. Here we go. Rooms. Guard room. Spiders. Oh, no, wait. Path into the woods. Oh, this might be right. Yeah. And then the little forest zone. Nice. Okay, we'll come back when it's done. Okay, it's done. Let's see if it worked. This looks like the old city. I saw it make new rooms. Oh, no. Don't think it worked. Okay, it's found its own error. You are absolutely correct. My apologies. It seems I provided the version of the code before the major world design. So, imagine someone asked you to do this, and you had it all in your head, and someone said, put these new rooms in, and you're like, maybe you got distracted, and someone said, hey, help me with something else, and then you came back, and you're like, oh, what do I got to do? Oh, I gotta rewrite the functions I had before. I don't know. I can't. It's not like a human brain, but it's is it rewriting the code now? It's back to writing it again. Let's see if the dimly lit cave, bat roost, hidden alcove, flooded tunnel. This looks the same. Okay, now it's telling me to replace the entire content of your browser RPG map movement document with the following corrected code. Well, let's see if it did it. This is the third attempt, I think. Let's see if it gets it. It's funny, it knows what it's done wrong. It even outputs in its plan the new rooms and everything. So it's really strange that it's not getting it, but maybe we're hitting the limits of the context window, but the context window for Gemini is supposed to be like 1 million tokens or something. We're nowhere near that. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's working. Rooms. Third time lucky, I think. New Havenwood world map. Okay, this is all new. South Market Road, perfect. This is what we wanted to see. So we're getting all the text. Lots of descriptions here. And this looks like the old stuff. The Whispering Woods. Oh, no, this is kind of new. Yeah, this is new. Fallen Giant, Dense Briars. This looks all new. So imagine using LLM for all the zone creation. Once you get the game mechanics and the UI done, I mean, it's fun to make zones from scratch, but you can write some rough story elements and say, flesh the rest out for me, please. And then you can go in and just edit the little bits that you don't like, which is pretty amazing. And once you kind of have like an easy zone, and then like maybe a level 1 to 10 zone, and then a level 10 to 20 zone, and a level 20 to 30 zone, you can go, it can kind of get an idea of like all the items and monsters that are in a level 20 to 30 zone. Go and create a similar zone of that difficulty with the following theme, you know, and then it should go and just do it. I'm not going to do it in here, but I'm going to do it in a more robust tool in the future, I think. Okay, let's see. This is going to be much longer because it added a bunch of rooms. I think we're probably going to get up to 1,800 lines of code here. And it's quite possible other things are broken. We'll see in a sec. Oh, it's done. Oh, special character then. That means it's probably not going to work. Whoa, okay. Whoa, this is totally different. This is kind of what I wanted. Okay, cool. Now I wanted these to connect, so we don't have any way to get there, but maybe there's a... Okay, let's just try to move around here. Okay, let's take a look around. This is all new to me. The Havenwood Town Square, the bustling center of Havenwood. A large fountain splashes merrily. Cobblestone road leads in all directions. Sweet. On the ground. Do we have anything on us? Player stuff still seems to work. Let's go take a look around. What do we got here? I can't get to these buildings. Okay, these buildings are not accessible from here. Okay. And I don't think I can get here either because they're kind of disconnected. So that's no good. We got the square, but we can't get to those buildings. Okay. Now, spatial reasoning is not very good with, well, I won't say, some of them are good at spatial reasoning, but let's just see if we can fix this. Looks nice though. Okay, what? I don't even know what rooms these are. To the north? I can't even see what these rooms are called because they're disconnected. Okay, please make sure all rooms in the square are connected. The ones northeast, northwest, southwest, and southeast from town square are not accessible. Please make sure there is an outer road connected to the, what do they call these? I think they're gatehouses. Gatehouses, guard houses, and main road. I also don't see a way out of the city. Make sure we can get to the forest in the north. Okay, let's see if this works. I should have been much more explicit with my instructions, like, you know, go. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. Outer road ring is complete. Path to the forest is clear. I'll make sure the new ring, emerald ring, and its slot are correctly integrated. Okay, that's kind of an old thought. Yeah, I think it's getting it. I can see it's adding way more road segments here. And if we look at the Whispering Woods, if we look at the edge of the Whispering Woods, which I think is the entrance, yeah, you stand at the edge of the leads north into the gloom, and we can see exit south to room 0106. So if we go and find 0106, it's up here somewhere. 0106. 0106 is the north gate of Havenwood, so that should work like expected, but it's still writing code. Yeah, it's done. Let's see if it works. Oh, look at that. I think it worked. Can we still move? We can still move. Let's get the stuff off the ground. Let's equip it. That works. Remove. Okay, the item functionality still works. That's good. Can we get to these? Oh, we can get to these rooms. Oh, nice. So the shop is here now. And we got the Tipsy Pixie Tavern. Some meat on the ground. What's over here? Quiet residential street with the fluffy puppy. The blacksmith's forge. Let's go to the gatehouse here. The west gatehouse closed. The west gate is barred. Good. This goes up to Okay, it didn't draw the room going up. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't draw. I'm here, but it didn't really draw the room, so that's a bug. And the north gate. Oh, it actually does go to the north. Oh, but it's hidden. Oh, it's a hidden exit. This should actually be Probably green tiles. I'm in the ether here. Oh. If I go north, I can't click here, but I can move there with my... I can use this to get there. Oh, we can navigate this way. North, north. There's a hunter's camp, but we can't see any of it. Unfortunately, it's hidden. So this is a bug. What about this guardhouse? Invisible. Okay. That's probably enough for this little demo and coding session. But you get kind of the idea. Like I said, large language models, they're probabilistic. They don't always do the same thing every time. Sometimes they hallucinate. Sometimes they're kind of weird. But if you kind of work with them, they're pretty amazing. I'm going to try one more thing before we finish off here. Actually, let's go check out our... Oh, this was the third attempt at my first set of instructions here. And this is what it did this time, which is very different. This was my initial set of instructions for this game, but let's just see what it did here. It actually works. Sort of. Yeah, this works. So it made a basic map here with some descriptions. And let's see the code here. It should be really short because there's not much to this. 400 lines. Very similar styling, a grid, and then probably similar functions here. Here's all the IDs of the rooms. And some basic functions. But this doesn't have items or stats or anything. This is how I started the whole thing off with this prototype. We're running out of movement points. This little R here is a refresh. It forces the game tick, so if I click it a bunch of times, it will refresh my mana. I mean my move points. And when we move, it uses them up. Anyway, I want to try one more little project here. Canvas. I'm going to ask it to create a basic cookie clicker idle game. Please make, I got canvas on, please make a basic cookie clicker idle game for the browser in JavaScript, which I can run in Canvas. Let's just see what it can do. I haven't given it anything else, but it knows about cookie clicker. Lots of it has been written on the internet, so it should know lots about it. Let's see what it's thinking. There she goes already. Oh, this can be very basic, I think. A big cookie you can click, a counter showing current cookie balance. That's all the instructions I gave it. Now this is where it gets a little bit murky because this is a game someone put their heart and soul into, and it's gonna just basically clone it. But I could go and look at cookie clicker and view source and reproduce the game as well. I wouldn't do that. Oh my gosh. So that's what it did in that was like 20 seconds or something. Let's see if it works. Clicking the cookie gives me cookies. Okay. Let's get a bunch of cookies here. Cursor costs 15 cookie. Can I buy this? So I bought a cursor for 15 cookies. Now we should be getting automatic cookies, but I don't know if it's working. Cursor purchase. Oh, maybe that's not automatic. We want a grandma. 1 cookie per click. Oh, this is 1 cookie per second. So now it should be automated. Okay, now I got 100 cookies. Maybe I didn't have a grandma. Now it's working. Okay, I mean, it worked before. I just was an idiot and didn't see that I didn't have a grandma. Not enough cookies. Yeah, I probably tried to click grandma. Didn't have enough cookies. Let's click really fast here. Get another grandma. Get another grandma. Lots of clicking. And maybe another grandma here. Okay, we'll let that build up. Probably won't be able to afford a farm anytime soon. But you get the idea. It built a very basic idle game in a few seconds. A very basic. It even built a graphic using... this isn't even a sprite. This is like, it probably drew this with an SVG or something. Yeah, image. It just built an image. it just made it. It made a circle with a bunch of different circles in it. Pretty amazing. Let's see if we can get to a, we'll get to a farm here. I'll click really fast. I don't have an auto clicker. I'm using 2 fingers. Okay, here we go. We want 1100 cookies. There we go. Can we buy a farm? This will do 8 cookies a second. Looking good. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed that little tour of vibe coding with Gemini, with all its growing pains and whatnot. I just noticed there's this weird row of street here, but that's okay, which we can't get to. That's okay. Yeah, that was fun. I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. Where would I go next with this? Like I said, I would use a more robust tool like Cursor or Replit. There's other ones out there. Windsurf, which was just acquired by OpenAI for $3 billion. And I would make this game way more modular, so I wouldn't have it all in one giant file like this. I would break it out into sections. And then I would add other functionality. Next functionality I'd probably add is a spell system, so we can cast spells. I'd probably work on the combat system a bit more. Where's the bat? I think the bat's long gone. I don't know where the bat went. The bat's out there somewhere. Can we find it? I don't know if he's... Oh, I don't know where the bat went. Maybe it's... I could look at the code and figure out where it is, but maybe it's off in the woods. Probably in the woods. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want more videos like this as I continue on this journey of building a game using AI, because it's kind of fun. If you did like it, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.